John and I have a bet with Peter that Twitch is going down. Today we strengthen our argument. Maybe. Join John and me in convincing Peter that we were right with today's not so critical update.
Yeah, I am happy to report that more and more issues are coming about, arising from Twitch. And I think that this is, I'm guessing that this is directly correlated to the Twitch hack. We've covered this in detail, in depth. The newest and I guess biggest news yet is that hackers are now able to steal money from Twitch content creators. Now, a lot of people would say, well, they're probably phishing them or using, stolen credentials that they bought, but that's not the case. And that's the scary part. So one of the content creators describes in detail how their PayPal was activated on the Twitch platform and then swapped. So it wasn't going, their monthly payouts was not going to their PayPal, it was going to the attackers. They contacted support. Support said, we can't give you any money. It's been paid out already. Turn to a Fayon and reset your password. And the content creator responded and said, I had 2FA already turned on. And I had already reset my password since the hack. So how could this be happening? Twitch support completely disregards this, sends some cookie cutter reply back, and that's the end of this. And then another content creator reports the same exact thing. And this is now where I am just so confident that Twitch is going down regarding my prediction. There's no way. It's terrifying. I cannot believe this is an Amazon company. I cannot believe they're not issuing a statement on this. This should be bigger news than what it is.
And this is probably the worst of the incidents, but Twitch has had hate raids, the mishandling of DMCA takedown requests, and this response is somewhat typical. It's very passive response initially, and then maybe they end up taking some action, but it's significantly delayed. Yeah, I think classic Twitch, and they are on their way out.
Yeah.
Are you convinced yet, Peter?
I couldn't believe this. No, not quite, not yet. I couldn't quite believe this when I first heard it, and I thought fake news. This is just the kind of thing that someone's going to say happened, and then doctor a reply from Twitch support, whatever. But it seems like it is real from the very surface level investigation I've checked. The thing is, and so this is a conversation that we talked on Discord about this before, and the reaction from the other two, the haters, were that they weren't surprised at all, and this is typical of Twitch's behavior. And I was just aghast. But if it's so common and they've gotten away with it before, then why should it make a difference now? And it's kind of why I still think they're going to survive. I don't think it's a good thing. I think they should absolutely be replaced or cancelled or whatever. But I don't think it's going to happen, and that's the bet we've got.
Even with stuff like this, even still, you don't think they'll get replaced?
Because you're not surprised. This is common practice for them, right? This is the kind of shit you expect from them. So why should it make a difference now?
I mean, there's going to be a tipping point, and this is a pretty big additional weight to put on the other side of the scale. The DMCA stuff pissed off a lot of people. It was they took down VOD content without notification. Their I wanted to say remediation. What was it like? The steps you could take to mitigate it were shit. Essentially, their recommendations. Yeah. So I think there's been growing irritation, and some big streamers have left, but it's going to be driven by where the content creators are. As you pointed out, Peter, there's viewership is only increasing, but if a handful of big creators, and if you already have, leave the platform, and a couple more, it's not going to take a lot of those big guys. I mean, the top
I disagree.
2,000 people, only 2,000 streamers out of millions. How many streamers? How many active streamers do you think there are, John?
They have a lot.
Only 2,000 of them make more than the median income in the United States, and most of those just barely. The top 200 streamers make almost all the money on the platform. If any of those guys start leaving, and some of them have, it's just going to snowball and happen very quickly.
And you have to remember, to add to this, is that these streamers are most likely, or very often, are in groups. You'll have streamer houses, you'll have teams and groups that if one moves, the whole team moves. If one house, then the whole, or if one person in the house, and they bring everyone with them. And very, very quickly is it going to be a domino effect of the biggest streamers move to YouTube. Why shouldn't I stream on YouTube?
They'll be given money by Twitch to stay. That's why, and not by Twitch, by Amazon. If Amazon see that their profits are about to suffer, then they will step in. But not right now, because it's not making a difference. So I feel horribly cynical giving this viewpoint, but I just don't think that it's a terrible thing that nobody cares about. They're the Exxon Mobil of streaming platforms. You know, they can spill millions of gallons of crude oil in the sea and pay a fine.
It's easy to be irritated if they mess with your VODs and have a lousy response to the DMCA stuff. It's easy to be outraged if you know the hate raids are happening. Worse if you're the target of the hate raids. When you start getting responses like this that say, after investigation, it appears that the payout was sent to the chosen payout method. Twitch support is unable to recall or issue repayments that are paid and cleared successfully. You send an email like that to too many people, and you're going to see a mass exodus of streamers on your platform.
But, okay, how many retweets did this get?
Can I see that from here? Oop, 8. 27. I don't know. It's big news. How many times does it have to happen before people are concerned about it? Or are you saying that it's not hack related?
At least once more.
They did something on their own.
No, I'm saying that this affected one person.
No,
right?
two that we know about.
People, right, 2 people that we know about.
That's 100% in your first test.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
In this article, they name 4 others in addition to the one that I just showed the tweet of.
All right. So how much visibility has this got outside? You know, obviously we are pumping this story ourselves, and that's going to greatly increase the reach.
A lot of visibility here.
Yeah. But
as there should be.
Seriously,
right?
Agreed. Yeah, I agree with you. It should be the case that Twitch are acting horribly. This is awful. You know, turn to FA on. We can't do anything about the money that was stolen from you on our platform, and that we really have responsibility for. That's it really pisses me off. Honestly, it makes me angry.
The thing that's going to keep people moving, and I think we talked about this before, is the payouts. These streamers are making a lot of money from subscriptions and gifts, and if they leave Twitch, they're walking away from all that income. Critical Role. You're going to walk away from $5 million a year in subscriptions for what? Like, you got to have a good reason to do that. Stuff like this is definitely going to erode confidence.
You also have to, so sorry, Mike, but remember this, that Critical Role, Tyler One, all of the big names that are a part of the Twitch ecosystem as content creators, they have, I am sure of this, they have personal contacts with employees at Twitch. These contacts are keeping a close eye on their accounts, because imagine someone like Critical Role being put under the same type of or being put into the same type of situation where their monthly payouts all of a sudden vanish. That's one tweet. They're one tweet away from Twitch losing their biggest moneymaker, literally their biggest moneymaker.
Yeah, those guys probably aren't also using PayPal to get there.
No, it's most likely like direct. It's like a direct deposit. It's probably completely separate from what we know, or maybe it isn't, and they are using PayPal. Who knows? Because Well, I couldn't tell you. And the only thing I'm sure of is that their accounts are a little bit more protected than medium-sized to big-sized streamers.
Yeah, Twitch wouldn't let it happen, and they wouldn't send an email like this to Critical Role people, would they? They would say,
Well,
"Oh,
Critical Role
we're
wouldn't
so
contact support, right? They'd
yeah,
contact
they
their
contact
contact. Yeah.
probably over golf, maybe, or cocktails, or
Yeah.
you know,
Charcuterie.
that's right. Yeah, definitely a charcuterie. I can
Yeah.
see the Critical Role guys doing that. Nothing against the Critical Role guys. by the way.
No, they're great.
I love them, but they're definitely pampered and treated well. Yeah, and I don't think it makes a difference. So back to my point, this story affected 2 people, maybe 6 if we assume that the other 4 people were genuinely affected. Probably were. But when I looked on Twitter from ex Sophie, she got 105 retweets, 508 likes. I mean, it's a lot for
Twitter,
me.
that's a lot. Yeah.
But it's not exactly front page news, is it?
Sure. Agreed. We will have to wait and see. But if this multiplies the way it has, and went from 1 to 2 to 6 to 10 to 100, eventually people will stop going. It's a matter of time. I have content creator friends, and they all have left Twitch.
Oh yeah, some of my best friends are content creators, actually.
But it's true.
Thank you,
and
Peter.
They will wait. We are content creators. Hold on, is that who you meant? And they've left Twitch. They're not gonna support a company that doesn't protect their content creators.
There's one time that I know that this happened before to a popular service that actually did die because of a big mess, fuck up that they did, and it was because of a perfect storm of other things, and I don't think you can predict it. And it was Dig, great what is it? What's it when everybody goes somewhere else?
Exodus.
That's it. The great exodus to Reddit. And it was because they did this whole redesign. They didn't consider anybody else. They mucked it up. They ignored previous comments, and the Reddit had just launched something new, and there was just a whole bunch of other factors. And it was like a, but that's the single time I can remember where something like that happened.
Yeah, I used to follow Kevin Rose. I remember all that.
Yeah,
he was on the screensavers on Tech TV. You remember that at all?
I don't know.
There was like a Tech TV network, and Screensavers was one of the shows that he was a host on with Leo Laporte. It didn't last
I feel very out of place.
Back when screensavers were actually cool.
Yeah, this was 2012 to 2015.
My Twitter profile says that I was a hipster before it was cool, and I stand by that because I never got on Dig, man. I was a Reddit man, a Reddit guy from the beginning. So
Reddit is
wow.
I love Reddit. Reddit. Reddit is awesome. It's just good people on Reddit.
I think that I think Reddit. I think unsarcastically, not like Mike was shitting on it.
No. I seriously love Reddit. I find responses on Reddit to be hilarious. I go on Reddit like literally every day and laugh so hard at some of the stuff I find on Reddit.
I think I still can't tell if you're being sarcastic, but I am
doing that.
So regarding the comments specifically, like a lot of the times I read the same shit over and over again, but I do use it for security reasons. I think it's a perfect resource for certain types of communities. Yeah, that's actually the only. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about the different subreddits.
Yeah.
I mean, look at you, Mike.
I'm not joking. I love Reddit. In fact, Reddit is my top research tool for this very show.
Yeah, it's really good.
Reddit tells me what I think about.
Can't tell if he's being sarcastic, but
there are some subreddits which are really good. Ask History, amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the moderation they do there is pretty full on, but it makes the whole thing great. Fantasy is great. There's a load of different. Oh God, I'm really geeking out here.
Yeah, all right, nerd.
Yeah, sorry, but they're like a lot of the actual fantasy authors that hang out there and chat to people, which is really cool. I don't know anywhere else on the internet you can really do that. So there are definitely some solid gold bits about Reddit. Overall, it's a cesspit, but there are some really good bits. So they make it worthwhile.
I love it. Convincing you about the end of Twitch is, I don't know if you can understand how frustrating this is.
Oh yeah, I can, dude. Especially with you. Yeah.
To have such a skeptic on the show who just doesn't see
I
reason,
know, right, Mike?
can't understand
clearly
why
in
these
front of
issues
them.
are so important, is totally convinced that these things just don't matter. You don't understand how frustrating this is, Peter.
You know what? I should probably try and put myself in your shoes once every now and again, just to see what it feels like, just so I can empathize.
I know.
But
I know. That's all I'm asking for,
the
Peter.
thing
Some
is-
Shut up,
understanding.
Mike. What are you even talking about? God. Well, one time we have a disagreeer that's not you, and you start just stirring the pot more and more. You're really fucking digging in the knife.
There's
God.
something wrong with this guy. He's organized his whole podcast just to sort of like his therapy session so that he could
Right, he
get
just
some
gets it
feelings
out.
out.
Yeah,
that he
yeah,
Take
just-
out
yeah,
my
yeah.
rage against the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah. He,
Watch everything burn
ends
around
recording
me.
and- yeah. After the recording, he is the sweetest, nicest husband that you could possibly imagine.
Right.
The best dad, like he's just, all pink lollipops and unicorns, and then it's like once a week he kind of gets out to go, we're all gonna die. What are you talking about? That is nonsense. You know
Nailed
what?
it.
Sarcastic joke. I'm gonna that's
Sarcastic joke inserted.
I don't know.
True.
I don't know how to do an impression of Mike. So
I'm the cheerful cynic.
Right.
yeah, that's true. The
Destruction.
fatalist.
That's
Fatalist.
me. Fatalist.
I guess yeah. So I guess in this case, I am kind of playing that role in that I don't think that Twitch is going anywhere.
Yeah.
It's
it's
and
you know,
possible.
this story keeps going and it keeps developing. We'll see what the weeks
Well,
ahead have
this is
for
my
us.
point. It keeps getting worse and worse and worse, and nothing changes. Viewership
Well,
keeps
I
going
think
up.
a little
Twitch are
bit is
making more money.
changing. I think things are changing. We're gonna see it. I'm telling you. It's just not all clear yet, but it's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right.